Hello, leaders. My name is Darci Lang, and I'm a motivational speaker and trainer for 27 years, sharing a message I call Focus on the 90%. And as leaders, I like to add this idea that we all hold this big imaginary magnifying glass out in front of us in our lives, and we have a choice what we focus it on. What I call the 90%, the positive aspects of our life, or the not so positive 10%. So in our time together, I'd like to add this tool to your leadership toolbox and ask, what do you focus on? Let's talk about what do you focus on within your leadership role, what do you focus on with the teams that you lead, and let's talk about what you focus on when you get home at the end of the day and what kind of leader you are in your own personal family life. Let's talk about your job. I don't know if you've raised teenagers, but I've raised 2 teenagers, and I learned something very interesting. In the years of raising teenagers, I learned that I had to be the living, breathing example of what I was asking my teenagers to be. I had no street cred at my dinner table every night if I was asking my teenagers to be positive and kind and great human beings in the world, if I was not the, again, living, breathing example of what I wanted them to be. I don't think it's any different for the team members that we lead, that they are looking for somebody who has street cred. And if you want people to be positive and motivated and show up at work and be caring, loving individuals to your patients and residents, my challenge would be, are you showing them what it looks like, or are we telling them to be a different version of ourselves? So my ability to take out my magnifying glass and talk about what is good, let the people around me hear what is good, has radically changed me as a leader to show up and take my magnifying glass out and not only focus constantly on the 10%, but share messages, have meetings around what is good, do all kinds of positive things. Then I can take that same magnifying glass and I can start to see other people through my 90% lens. And my 90% lens as a leader is my compassionate, empathetic, understanding, caring magnifying glass. My 3rd book is called Kind Leadership. And if you don't think being a kind leader is important, I say right on the back of my book, then you've never been led by somebody unkind. The power an unkind leader has, someone who only sees people through a 10% judgmental, prejudice, racist, labeling, gossiping magnifying glass, that's not how we create morale. And when people say to me, we have morale issues, I say that you have a pocket of people who are unhappy, showing up at work, focused on the 10% that are rippling out and affecting and infecting morale. So teach the people around us how to see their job through a 90% lens. Encourage them to stop complaining, start seeing them with compassion and empathy, and teach them how to talk positively, talk about what is good, because it's so easy to complain all the time about what isn't going good. And then take that same magnifying glass out and then carry that magnifying glass home, so that at the end of our leadership day, not only have we been a positive force for the people that we work for and work with us, but also we can go home at the end of the day. I have a doorknob theory where I put my hand in the door and I do not come in the door until I'm positive. And sometimes I'm in the garage for like a half an hour. But it's important for me that I stand on outside of that door and I think about my 90%. What is good with the people that we love and the people on the other side of that door? Then I come in the door and I'm much nicer to the people that I care for. So in summary, my hope was that I would give you this magnifying glass as a leader to remind us, look in the mirror first. What can you control? What can you do to be a positive example? Go into your workplace, go in and ask the people around them, what is good, and encourage them that is positive behavior, and then go home and don't walk through the door without your hand on the door first, asking who's coming in that door and what can you do to be an example to the people that you love. Thank you for all that you do.